Hello friends, it's been a minute. I had to come on here and share some things with you because I heard someone say this week and we need to talk about it. And the words I'm talking about are, I think I want to create a course. And these words have been said by pretty much every service-based business owner ever to last longer than say a year or two in business, because I get it. You want to get out of the time for money trap, right? You want to scale yourself, or maybe you're having trouble getting clients. This is where I hear it most often. You're having trouble getting clients and you think, if I just create something that's recorded and I teach all these broke people, how great I am, then they will go and find the money, or they'll do it themselves and they will go and find the money to hire me. Let me tell you how this went down for me. So this is a journey that I went on a few years ago, right? I decided I'm going to create a course. I was doing web development at the time. There were a lot of people who needed websites. They had terrible websites. I really wanted to help them. So I'm like, I'm going to create a course. And I went into the lab, and for 3 months I worked on this thing. It was beautiful. It had intros, it had outros, it had beautiful slides. Like, it was amazing. And I forgot to ask a few key questions. And those questions are, do people really need this? Is this a problem that people will pay to solve, right? Will people pay to be able to DIY their own websites? And sometimes the answer is yes. For my audience, that was actually not the best use of their time. And then the other question to ask is, who's going to benefit the most from this, right? And the people I was trying to help were the people who really wanted to hire me, but they couldn't afford it. And there were other things about their business that made it so they just weren't the ideal client for this. They weren't really technical. They really were never gonna invest the time and effort needed to get to the level that they needed to get to make something that was going to benefit their business. And it would have been a much better use of their time to just learn to sell, right? Learn how to sell and make enough money to hire a professional to do it the right way. So with that said, there's one more thing I'm going to say about that, which is that I spent 3 months and probably over $20,000 of effort, right? So if I had paid myself to make this course, it would be over $20,000 of effort to create my course. And that time could have been much better spent finding just 2 to 4 clients who could pay me, appropriately, right? So if that's where you are right now, I have some frameworks and boundaries, some suggestions for how to make this decision should you do this. And if all I do in this video is just convince you that you are not a special snowflake who was the first person to have this thought and go down this path, then I'll be happy, right? All right, so I'm not the boss of you, but if you would like to pretend that I am, here's what I would tell you, okay? You can make a course if you have been wildly successful delivering a one-on-one or delivering your service, and you just maxed out. You're at capacity. You cannot scale anymore without cloning yourself, right? So that's a good time to think about uploading your brain to the internet, as I call it, and creating something that can be delivered without your direct involvement. Okay, that's a good place to be in when you're thinking about starting a course. The other good reason to start a course is you have been wildly successful delivering your service, and people are starting to ask you, hey, how did you do that, right? A great audience for a course is showing other people how to do what you've actually done. So not necessarily training, non-technical business owners how to do design or how to do development, but training other people who are like, I want to do that as a profession. How did you do it, right? That's a great audience for a course. Another good reason to create a course is you find yourself saying the same thing over and over and over again, right? And I'm gonna take this out of the course realm because this can be related to fulfillment, right? You're fulfilling on your clients and you find yourself saying the same things over and over again. You can generalize that and you can create a course. It might be more like an onboarding sequence to just help people kind of understand. And it looks really great when you already know the questions they're going to ask and you're one step ahead of them. That is a great way to deliver an awesome client experience. And then the last thing is, if you want to create something for those DIYers and just make it just enough, right? You give them just enough information to teach them that they don't know what they don't know, so that they can avoid a lot of the mistakes that people make. And that was kind of the first module of my course, was like, people come to me, they didn't have any website, they didn't know where to start. I was like, here's all the things that you don't know that are gonna keep you out of trouble if you pay attention and you listen, right? That's a great thing to do, because that's basically teaching people why they shouldn't do on their own and why they should hire you. And that can be a much smaller effort than making, some kind of 6-week, 7-week behemoth course. Okay, so those are all great reasons to think about, putting time and effort into getting your knowledge out of your head. And then here's the final rule, and this rule trumps all the others. It doesn't matter, which reason you're making the course for, you must sell it first. Okay? Why? Because people will tell you all day long, oh, that's a great idea. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, I would totally buy it. That's a great idea. But there's a difference between people thinking something is a great idea and people having a problem that's painful enough for them to put money behind it in order to solve that problem. So, no matter what you're thinking of creating, you got to sell it first. If you cannot get 10 people to give you money based on the curriculum, right? You give them the outline of the course. If you can't get 10 people to pre-buy your course, then you shouldn't be making it. Okay? So those are my guidelines. Those are my tips for you. Again, if I have caught even one person on the precipice of going down this road and wasting a bunch of time and money, spend that time just getting 3 or 4 clients who are paying you a really good rate. And then, if you still want to make a course, you can hire somebody else to do, the majority of the editing and things like that, so that you're not like pouring all your time into it for no or little return. And number 1 rule is you have to sell it first. Okay? Are we agreed? All right. Good chat. And thanks to those of you who came on, Dre and Courtney and Kathy and Tara and Carrie. Thank you so much for watching live. Appreciate you so much. Would love to hear your comments and your feedbacks in the comments. If you are struggling with getting clients, I'm creating a course. I already sold it to some people. It's in the process of happening. And one of the things that helps you sell your course is to have an audience and to have a relationship with that audience. So my course is about building your email list and building a nurture series and using automation to build those relationships. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can go and buy my course. I'll drop the link in the comments below, but it's carveldigital.com/email-bootcamp, and you can still get in on the pre-sale as of, it's October 29th, I believe. So you can still get in on the super cheap pre-sale price right now while it's being recorded, and you can go and you can tell me what particularly you're struggling with about email marketing and automation, and then I will include that in the course. So if you want more info about that, I'll put the link below. You can always reach out to me and ask me questions about it. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the flip side.